On Thursday, 2 weeks ago, I'll never forget the morning. It was about 8 a.m. The doctor called me and said, "Hey, are you sitting down?" And I thought to myself, "Oh my gosh, what's this going to be like?" The sepsis has spread. My infection's gotten worse. My blood work isn't good. There's a number of things that could have been, and I thought it was going to be all of them. He called me and said, "Hey, are you sitting down?" I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Your blood work's perfect." And he said, "All I can tell you is God has blessed you." And he didn't even know my story. He has no idea anything about me. He said, I just want to tell you God has blessed you because your blood work is perfect. He said, "As far as I'm concerned, you don't have to be on your PICC line anymore. We'll take it out tomorrow." And I was shocked because I was supposed to be on another week. I had a wrist surgery after the season. I broke my wrist against Eastern Kentucky of last year. Supposed to get full range of motion back and supposed to be fully healthy 4 months afterwards, after therapy and all that. And I was 4 months went by and I had no range of motion whatsoever. I mean, at all. So after the 4 months, we went and got another X-ray, got another CT scan, got another MRI, went through the whole ordeal again. And the doctor said, "Listen, there's an overgrowth of bone now," and we didn't know what caused it. With your scaphoid, there's no blood flow to it. They put a bone stimulator on it. They went in to shave my bone down and also remove the screw that was in it. 2 weeks after surgery, my suture kept draining. And I kept sending pictures and kept telling the doctors about it, and they kept saying, "Listen, it's just suture infection, you're fine, you're fine." My cousins are both pharmacists, and they both said, "Listen, Luke, there's something majorly wrong here. Like, you have to have stronger antibiotics because there's a serious infection going on." So I called my doctor back and he said, "No," he said, I'm the doctor, like, I know what I'm talking about, you're fine." So the next day I woke up and my hand was, I mean, literally the size of my shoulder, and the redness had spread all up my shoulder and had spread past like all the way to my fingertips. And I sent another picture to the same doctor and he said, "Go to the emergency room now." So they rushed me into emergency surgery. I was there for a week. I ended up getting I ended up having MRSA from my surgery, like the 3 weeks before that, and then it ended up being septic. So it ended up going to my organs. They fortunately stopped it before it got to my heart valves. Whenever all this happened, the doctor told me I would never play again. He said that from the MRSA would always be active in my blood, and if I would step back on the field, the risk of me getting MRSA again was greatly increased. My dreams and chances of playing again kind of just went down the drain. Going into my senior year, going through a really, really rough time in my life. I was going through a bunch of counseling. I was going through depression and was diagnosed with separation anxiety disorder. I was very, very suicidal, and I wasn't going to play football at all because looking back on it, my junior year of high school, even playing each game, every play, no matter when it was, I would think about killing myself constantly. And the toll it took on me, I just didn't want to go through it all again. And then one day, I remember walking through the halls of my school and thinking to myself, "All right, this is the day I'm going to kill myself. I'm going to take my life." And I went home that day, and there was a list of chores on the fridge my mom had posted on us, and one of them was mow the grass. So I went out and started mowing my grass and put my headphones in, and was just thinking about how I was going to do it, thinking about what to do, what I was going to do, whether I was going to leave a note for my mom, whether I was going to call him, whether I didn't know what to do. I just know that I just didn't want to deal with what I was at the time, and I wasn't a believer in God at all, and all of a sudden I said, "God, if you're real, like if you're what people say you are, let me know something. Like, tell me something, save my life now, because if not, I don't see where I'm going with this. I'm gonna end my life." And in the middle of mowing my grass, I was in the backyard. I remember it like it was yesterday. I felt like God said to me, "I want you to follow me." And I was so overwhelmed. I didn't know what to do, because coming from a place where I was completely atheist, and knowing that God spoke to me, I was so overwhelmed, and I still didn't believe it. So I said, "God, if that's real, if you really just spoke to me, if you just said, 'I want you to follow me,' then say it again, because I'm so overwhelmed that I didn't know what to do." And I felt like he said it again. I felt like he said, "I want you to follow me." And I broke down and was crying, and I was on my knees in the middle of the yard. And a few months went by, and I got saved that day. And from that day on, I never had one suicidal thought. I never had one bit of separation anxiety. And I wasn't going to play football. This is where I was going with it my senior year. And I felt like God just kept telling me, "I want you to do this for me, and I want you to give me the glory for it. Whatever happens, happens." And I didn't know where I was going to go at the time. I just knew that God wanted me to play football, so I did. And that's what it means to me, is just the fact that God gave me life again, and being on the football field kind of represents that for me. faith means more than anything in the world to me, because in times of, for instance, when the doctor operated on the wrong ankle, or whenever the doctors told me I would never play football again, I go back to when I was struggling for my life, and those surgeries seemed like nothing to me, because I mean, I could lose a limb and at least have my life, and it would be so much better. But I remember when I was going to take my life, and how Christ had saved me from that. And I understand where people don't believe in the skepticism of people, because I was there once. But I know for a fact God is real. Like if you could see me where I was to where I am now, and how God has impacted my life, and whenever God say, okay, I'm gonna give you one more chance at football, and when all the doctors told me I never would play again, and have them there supporting me was the most unbelievable feeling.